Well, I guess now that we don't get a Saw film every year and the Paranormal Activity franchise is probably going to start fizzling out soon, we need another one of these things to make a new one every year. The Purge is now what we have. I'm so happy. The Purge 2 is the latest sequel that no one wanted that we get to watch in theaters. Yay. The first film told a futuristic tale of one night every year where murder and all crime is legal. Crime is down in America in the future because once a year, murder's cool and rape and all that stuff. The first film is a home invasion thriller. It took place all in one house. The second film is out in the city with a whole bunch of people, so that should make it much more thrilling and more intense, correct? Now, I don't usually like to compare other people's opinions to support my own because opinions are subjective. Film is subjective. I don't usually like to talk about other sites that aggregate people's opinions into a score, but let's talk about that for the first Purge. The Purge did not fare very well with people on IMDb. It didn't fare very well with people on Rotten Tomatoes or the critics on Rotten Tomatoes. The majority of people didn't like The Purge. That's all I'm saying. So why do we have a sequel? Because it was made for next to nothing, and it made a lot of money on its opening weekend alone. So we have another one, and we get to watch more of it. People are like, well, this one actually takes place outside, so it's gonna be intense and more entertaining, right? It's directed by the same person, and it's written by the same person. Why would it be any different? It's the same movie. It's just outside now. See, my biggest problem with the first one was that the only reason the movie even existed, besides the fact that it was an interesting plot idea, was because stupid characters do stupid things and now we're in this horrible situation. Like, usually a plot device in a movie is an inanimate object or something that allows the characters to progress along in the movie. In the first film, the plot device was actually people. Stupid children who let people into their house. In the second one, it's the exact same way. Stupid, dumb, idiotic characters make really dumb decisions, and suddenly we're in a movie now. Early on in the movie, there is a killer coming into an apartment, and this stupid girl in a closet actually says, "We're back here! Don't come in, we have lots of guns." Now, what would you do in that situation? Hide and don't say a word, or blurt out exactly where you are for the killer to come in and find you. Now, don't get me wrong here. I didn't miss the point of this movie. I understand the point of this movie is that rich people or the government try to control the population in very bad ways sometimes. You know, it's kind of a commentary on society. The film Snowpiercer recently did that very well. But the reason that theme doesn't work, the reason it doesn't hit home, the reason it's not powerful is because the film at its core is really just a mindlessly violent movie in which innocent bystanders are killed in vicious ways for 2 hours. Why would I want to watch a movie like that? It'd be one thing if the movie was actually making a point, but the point the movie is trying to make is foreshadowed by the fact that the director keeps wanting to cut to random people getting shot or stabbed. It doesn't have the impact it needs because it becomes mindlessly and gratuitously violent. The best way that I can defend the statement I just made is to describe a scene in this movie. The main characters are walking by and see some homeless people who are trying to shield themselves from this night. They're deep underground, they're barely visible at all. They've shoved themselves into this corner, you can't even see them, they're hiding. All of a sudden this guy in this car drives by, he's got a flamethrower, he's just screaming and hollering at everything. As soon as the main characters start to run away, these homeless people just flood into the street. For some reason, they feel the need to show themselves as soon as this flamethrower guy comes out. Why? So that a whole bunch of faceless bodies can be burned or shot or stabbed because the director was like, we need to kill some people now. Let's just have these random homeless people run into the middle of the street, despite the fact that they should just hide. They have no reason to show themselves right now, except for the fact the script says that they need to die. The entire film is filled with moments like that, where characters just do incredibly idiotic things that just so happen to get them in the way of some bullets or knives or fire, because they want to show people being killed. The theme of the film is not effective at all because the needless and gratuitous violence overshadows it. The film is filled with idiotic and stupid characters. There is one saving grace to this movie, and that is Frank Grillo as the main character. He was great in the film. I thought he actually added a little bit of humanity to it, and you understood where he was coming from. There were no real surprises with his character. It was very obvious why he was doing what he was doing. It's just that he did a very good job in the movie and gave the best performance, and he was the only character that wasn't a complete imbecile. Another thing I really did not like about this movie is that it's directed extremely lazily. A large majority of the scenes are filled with close-ups. Like every scene where a character is talking, it's almost always a close-up. Close-ups are not used effectively in this movie. Also, there are many times in which you can tell that he has a locked down camera very far away and that he's just zooming in on people as they walk, because that's a very simple way to not have to do much movement. You can actually just stay in the same position, zoom in on two actors, and just kind of pan with them for a while. There's a lot of really lazy camera work like that, overused use of close-ups, and whenever an actual shot happens in the film where it actually looks as if some effort was put into it. For instance, a shot about 20 minutes into the movie where two main characters are running on an empty street and it's panning down on a crane. It was very impressive because it was the first actual shot in the movie that wasn't just some guerrilla style shaky cam close-up. A lot of the blood is CGI as usual, and it comes off as a gratuitously violent, needlessly disgusting movie, and its themes are not realized because of this. I'm going to give The Purge Anarchy a D- because Frank Grillo was good in the film. Guys, if you saw the first one, what was your opinion on it? Should we have a sequel? Please don't let this become the next Saw or the next Paranormal Activity. No more Purges, please. Please, please, please. Guys, as always, thank you so much for watching, and if you like this, you can click right here and get Stuckmannized. If you guys have watched my previous videos, you know that I'm currently running a promotion with Audible.com for a free audiobook of your choice. I've downloaded Stephen King's books. He's my favorite author. They have a very, very awesome selection of stuff there. You can listen to the books while you're on a plane, while you jog, while you're in your car, wherever you are, on your phone, on your tablet. It's really convenient for somebody who loves books. And there's a lot of really awesome people who are narrating some of these books, people involved in film and in writing. And I really strongly suggest you guys checking out audible.com/Chris. That's my custom link in which you can go and download a free audiobook of your choice. Audible.com got in contact with me and wanted me to offer you guys this promotion. It's free. If you would like to check out an audiobook of your own, go ahead and do that at audible.com/Chris. Thanks, guys.